Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back eventually for our round three second leg preview and predictions. Last week we kind of wrapped it into the LOI Game Week 27 and preview and predictions. You can also see that in our latest video on our channel. But yeah, I'm back once again joined by a very happy Ross McGuire following Shelbourne's European accolades. Ross, how are you keeping?
Sure, Luke. Look, someone has to do the League of Ireland proud, Someone has to keep the Irish flag flying high. So, yeah, it's funny. It's gonna pull up a message that Luke sent me there a couple of weeks ago about, oh, it's down to. I think it was after the Carabao game. It was, oh, it's down to us and Pats as per usual to hold up the
I
competition
didn't
on
say
them.
that.
Look how
I
the
didn't.
tables have turned. Do you know what I mean?
What I said was at the start of the game, at the Quarterback Shells game, I was shouting the TV up for Shells, and by the end of the game, I was saying they're making a show of us. They're making a show of the league.
Hope you kept that same energy for Pats there that first half and Tala.
Stop. I
Jesus.
didn't watch that. I put the second half on though, and they actually were looking all right.
Yeah.
Nearly made a 4-2 at one point, but sure, we'll get into that. But
Tala, yeah.
yeah, it's a embarrassment of riches from the Beşiktaş point of view. So that's to be expected. But
Yeah.
yeah, for Shelbourne, it was some shock. I kind of alluded to it. Like I was a bit optimistic that Shells could go there and potentially get a shock result, but I didn't think they were going to win the game. So
No, I think we kind of both were saying like if Shells can keep it to even get a 1-0 loss out there and bring it back to Tolka and pack Tolka,
yeah,
get a big fortress like yeah, and we went 1-0 down. Another kind of error from the keeper as well. Like he's been very good to be fair. The keeper we've won in West Field. He's been very good since he came in, but he made a big error for that one to give away the penalty. And you're kind of thinking, oh, gee, like this is an Irish thing about like being unlucky and the hard luck stories. It's such like an Irish LOI thing, isn't it? In Europe, it feels like. Um, but the reaction was brilliant, and obviously getting an equaliser straight away, and then going and getting the winner. And, unbelievable delivery from Harry Wood, who's been fantastic this season, to be fair. And John Martin with a fantastic header, who's strongly becoming like a fan favorite, really, with his big goals he's scoring. So, yeah, no, listen, amazing result. You kind of don't want to get too carried away. I think we've seen in the past some Irish sides have got really good first leg wins and bits and pieces, and then the second it's like it's only half time. Like it's such a massive 90 minutes still to play, and it's such a long way to go on this. And from a Rijeka point of view, they'll be round to go. Like they want to turn this one around. I think their main striker, the main player, Tony Fruke, I think his name is, was out suspended for the last game. I believe he's back for this one. I think he's like linked with some like a big move this summer, and he's like stuck with them for the time being. The kind of hope was that he would move before this game or something. So he's there for the minute, and he's a massive player for them. So obviously he'll be a big difference maker. And this tie is it's far from over. But obviously, listen, for the first leg couldn't have gone any better. Incredible result.
yeah, I couldn't believe the scoreline. You sent it to me. I didn't watch the game now live, but I watched it back, and yeah, John Martin, he's come with big moments. Another big moment then against Bows on the weekend. Kind of somebody that at the start of the season we were talking about Meepo and Sean Boyd up top for Shells. John Martin kind of got a bit forgotten about, and look, he's probably going into the season as a bit of a squad player, but he's really especially under Joey O'Brien, becoming probably the first choice striker, and rightfully so. Like even you think in the home leg against Quarabag, that game was probably crying out for a Sean Boyd. They got to come on, but Joey O'Brien brought on John Martin instead. So
Yeah.
I think he's one of these players that really has benefited under Joey O'Brien's management, and yeah, he's reaping the rewards of that. So yeah, as far as his home leg goes now, like I'm very optimistic. To be honest, yeah, like last time, I can't remember the last time a League of Ireland team won away from home the first leg, and got knocked out in the second leg at
Yeah.
home. It's a rarity really to win away from home for a League of Ireland, so especially against Croatian opposition, like so it's phenomenal. And yeah, I really do fancy Chelsea to go through. I think worst case scenario is to be a draw. So like if I was, to put a scoreline on it, I'd probably say 1-1.
Yeah.
Potentially I think it'd be a feisty affair, but I just think Chelsea get over the line, and yeah, group stage football guaranteed. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a big incentive, isn't it? I just wonder, like, oh, I think Joey might still describe us as like underdogs going into the second leg, like even holding that small advantage. Like, still think for
Mm.
dogs, probably the right mentality to have, but he kind of still says that we're going to attack the game. We're not going to sit back. I think that's the right mindset to have. I think if you kind of sit back. Again, if you go play for the draw type of thing, I think that's where you kind of run into trouble. And if you can see, you start panicking and bits and pieces like that, and so all of a sudden it's gone. So I think the right mind frame is to treat it as if it's level playing field. Just go for the. They obviously still be a little bit cautious and bits and pieces as you would be in any European game, really. But I still think, yeah, go for. We need to. I think we need to. If you score a goal, we would give ourselves a great chance. And they're playing on the front foot a little bit. So yeah, I think Shells here. I had 1-1 in my head as well. I think a draw on the night is what I'd be leaning towards. So yeah, I think a draw as well. Made a good few changes to that Bows game Saturday. So I'd say we'll see a few more come back in. Yeah, 1-1. Through to the what 4 million quid I think guaranteed then is it something like that?
Yeah,
Probably
near enough to it. Near
yeah,
enough to it. Yeah.
yeah, be something such as
And if you win that tie, who potentially could you get in the Europa League playoff round then?
yeah,
If
I
you get
remember being so focused on the Conference League, just kind of thinking like, really, that's where we're going to end up. So I can't remember. Was it Wolfsburg or is that Ulster? Or is that someone else?
Wolfsberger of Austria
Yeah, yeah. I think it's
or
them.
somebody else.
Somebody
Yeah.
else. Yeah, but like it's kind of big, massive free hit territory then at that stage. Like,
Oh, it's Pauk. I think it's Pauk.
how that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was played them
yeah.
actually a couple of years ago, didn't they?
They played us last year in the Europa, actually the exact same around the fourth round, and yeah, Josh Allen got a red card and they battered us. So yeah, look, they're
Yeah,
they're good. They're you probably want to get the Austrian opposition, but sure, look, you have to get past this game
they're
first.
guaranteed the group stage anyway. So like it's
Yeah, exactly.
free hit. Like,
I'll probably touch off the Pats game because it's probably done at this stage. Yeah, look, a bit of an occasion. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come to Dublin talking about how he got offered the job for Heimar. Sure, we all knew that. Like FAI is saying Heimar is the first choice. Yeah, like come on, like good one. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So yeah, we knew that, and that was a bit obviously talking about he was big up Mason Amelia and so on. It was nice to hear such high
that
profile
was nice.
kind
That
of
was nice to hear. Yeah.
person kind of talk about players in the league and talk about the FAI kind of exposing them a little bit because yeah, I'm glad he came out and said that because yeah, I feel like it almost takes a personality of someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come out and say that
Yeah.
to really shine a light. Because if like a Neil Lennon comes out and says it, you're like, is he just saying that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whereas Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has nothing to lose. I know he's under pressure with Beşiktaş, but yeah, like we knew that,
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad it was said because but anyways, yeah, getting into the tie. Yeah, Besiktas 4-0 up. Was it 4-0 at half time? 3-0 at half time?
Oh, 4-0 at halftime, I think it was. Yeah, yeah. Tammy Abraham hat trick in the first half. Like, and I think it's.
Yeah.
I remember saying this towards the end of last season, or maybe in the off season. I think we might have been doing like our ranking videos for like the 10 managers in the league, or whatever. I just said I think Stephen Kenny might just be past the sell by date, and I think he proved me right in this game in particular. Like, I think it's so tactically naive in that first half, like setting up to like as per normal against Beşiktaş. Like, it got absolutely hockeyed in that first half, and then the second half went to a back five, way more competitive. Obviously, won the second half. Obviously, Beşiktaş would have took the foot off the gas a bit, but setting up in the back five, difficult to beat on the counter attack. Use the pace of Simon Power and players like that. It's so tactically naive not to set up a little bit differently to face a side like Beşiktaş when you're saying Pats. Like, I just thought that was bizarre management, and yeah, for a man of his experience in Europe as well, you'd expect better. I would have thought.
Roddy Collins described him as being tactically redundant when it talks about facing Stephen Kenny in the League of Ireland. He said, like, I don't know how he's the Ireland manager. He literally, he's good at developing players, but that's it.
Yeah,
And look, Dundalk was unbelievable what he did, but yeah, like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? I don't know. Like
right.
I don't know how much Stephen Kenny's heart is in this Pat's job. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's got the Ireland job. He tried that. It didn't work out, but he's in it for a good stint, made a few quid, and obviously now he's at good money at Pats. But like, do I see him fulfilling that 5.5 year deal? I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
so.
really know, to be honest. Like I could kind of see a reality where this kind of bubbles out, and obviously this season's been a major letdown, and it's probably going to fizzle out with them at best getting Europe or maybe getting to a cup final, but
Is the cup
can't
this
really
weekend
see.
as well? Is it? Is that this weekend?
Yeah, yeah,
But if
yeah.
they
It's
get
this
knocked out
week.
of that, if they get knocked out of Europe and the cup in the same week, and they're sitting in sixth or seventh in the league, like
Yeah.
it's is it golden handshake territory with Stephen Kenny? Like, do you let him?
Yeah, what you do if you're Gar Keller, like you disagree. Like, it's a bit embarrassing, like from Stephen Kenny perspective, you'd almost want to walk away from it. But yeah, like as I said, Like it hasn't been good so far. Like he
No.
came in last season, he did well, but like if this continues into next season, I just don't see him sticking around.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. But yeah, look, this game, yeah, it's done, isn't it? It's done. It's finished.
Probably could be like, remember the Rovers Joseph's game, second leg was a bit of a preseason friendly, dead 5-2. I still think Beşiktaş will win, but I think
Nah, it'd be like 1-0 Beşiktaş or something. Beşiktaş will put out the fucking 21s or whatever.
I think Pats will put out the not the kids per se, but like a second string as well because they have a Shell's game in the cup at the weekend. Like that's obviously takes precedent. Like
Yeah, it would. If you're Stephen Kenyon, you're thinking, I'm no Europe and no Cup by Sunday.
yeah,
That's not an ideal outcome. So yeah, 100%. Probably this game prediction wise, it's
because
going to be a bit of a dead rubber.
if Pats play the second string, you could be risking like a 5-0 defeat on the night or something. That's anything as well. You'd be thinking,
Yeah, this is the
might have
thing.
been
This
mixed or something like.
I say they'll make a few changes, but yeah, I don't know what Pats will do. But I think Besiktas will certainly down tools a little bit. I'm probably just going to go 2-0 Besiktas. I say Pats will go out there, play a few of the bench boys, five at the back. Stay compact, just
Yeah.
endure, suffer, and get it over and done with. So yeah, 2-0 is my prediction.
Oh yeah, I actually had two. I'll check. I'll go 3-0 just to mix up a little bit, but I had 2-0 in my head as well. I think yeah, it'd be a comfortable evening for Besiktas. I don't think we go crazy, but yeah, comfortable enough evening, and yeah, Pat's
Hmm.
making that long trip back from Turkey to a massive game at the weekend then as well. So yeah, big week for Pats.
Huge week for Pats, yeah, huge. The season, the final week for
100%.
them. But yeah, I suppose I'm moving on to the final European game. Shamrock Rovers are playing host to Ballakani in the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
leg
How did that go?
in,
Sure.
in Tala. Hey, listen, we lost to Celje in the first leg, and what happened to them? You know what I mean? As I said before the first leg, I said these are a good team. They normally always win their league, and they've good European pedigree. I
Also,
know. I think Larn got a result against them a year or two ago, but besides that, they're always at this Champions League, Champions Pad level. And look, we went out there, we weren't up to our levels. It's kind of. I wouldn't say it's excusable, but you go out to a country where it's a bit hot and like as the venue, and you can get caught off guard, and sometimes you just concede that goal. You're not playing well, and you say, right, shut up shop, get out of here, one goal, and bring them back. So look, that's what we did. I saw the results. Yeah, I wasn't happy with it, but I wasn't upset about it. I was like, we'll just get them back to Tala.
it's overtime.
Um, and like, look, you look at the Galway game the weekend, they're all there. Like we kind of played second string also. Like most of the team that will be starting are you know not weren't playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this second leg, I really do fancy Rovers. I do like. I think Rovers will beat them in normal time. I think we'll get a goal in the first half, and I think we'll push on. We'll get a second and maybe a third. But I wonder if Jack Byrne will play now because him and Grainberg haven't been involved. Now this is pure speculation, so I don't know if there's any solace to this. But Grainberg has definitely been confirmed as being injured. But Jack Byrne, on the other hand, it's been, fans have kind of speculated he's potentially, disciplinary on the naughty step, so on. Don't know
Interesting.
what's gone on, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's kind of disappeared in the last week from, selection. So he was left at home for the first leg out in Kosovo. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really bode well. I think his contract might be up at the end of this season also. So
I was gonna say that as maybe one for another day, but like, is could this be the last year where Rovers are like willing to pay that massive money for
he's
him?
on big money. He's on really big money, and like, obviously he technically the best player in the league,
Yeah,
like no doubt. But you can't play him when you're playing against superior opposition because he doesn't give you enough out of
often.
possession
Yeah,
to to warrant selection, and like that's where like a Dylan Watts comes in, who has not he's not as technically gifted as a Jack Byrne, but he's probably more consistent than a Jack Byrne, and he
yeah.
gives you way more work rate off the ball. So if
And
you're
he's probably
looking
not
at
even
if
on
you're
half the money then as well.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Because Jack Byrne, like it's been rumored he's on over three grand a week, and that's huge money in this league. And you're thinking, if you've Dylan Watts for next season, and like, look, I want to keep Jack Byrne. I think he's a quality player, but if it's coming down to disciplinary stuff and he's taking the mick, like Bradley, Bradley's gotten rid of bigger personalities than that, like out of the dressing room. He
yeah,
doesn't like so yeah, look, it's one for another day for sure. But
yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting if he's involved on Thursday. But yeah, no, this game I think I'm gonna go 3-1 Shamrock Rovers. I think we'll have too much of them in Tala. What do you
Yeah. I feel like you're just constantly robbing the score lines out of my mouth this week. I
think?
had that one in my head as well. I'll go 2-1 Rovers and then extra time. And then I'll go Rovers to win on penalties. Go Rovers to win on penalties. Yeah, all the way through.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah.
Santa Clara then in
Yeah, because they
the
won 3
last
0
round.
against Larne, didn't they, first leg? So that's pretty
Yeah.
much done as well.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I saw they lost. I saw the Portuguese league got underway as well on the weekend. They lost 2-0.
Did
So
they?
yeah, like as I kind of alluded to in previous video, I think that fifth place finish was, almost like remember when Sean Dyche finished seventh with Burnley in the
Yeah.
Prem. I think it's something similar to that. So I
Yeah.
really think that'd be like a kind of Shelbourne Rijeka tie if Rovers get through. So yeah, it's a huge incentive to get through. So I think they will. So yeah, look, yeah, if what we says happens, we potentially be looking at Shelbourne confirmed in the group stages and Shamrock Rovers into the playoff round. So
Big,
hopefully, let's see what happens. But guys, look, let us know what you think and what we talked about. Give us your predictions. Let us know ahead of time of all of our talking points ahead of the three games. And yeah, let's try to get to 30 likes this video. If you're new, subscribe and yeah, leave a like also. So yeah, cheers, Ross. Thanks very much.
nice, Nick. Thanks a million, guys.